Hi, my name is Jackie Strobus, and today I'm going to talk about the NBA. The NBA was formed in 1949 when the Basketball Association of America and the National Basketball League decided to combine in order to form the NBA, which stands for the National Basketball Association. It's the largest basketball association in the world, and it started out with 17 teams. In the 1950s, however, the popularity of it declined, and only 8 franchises remained successful. By 1955, they decided to add a 24-second shot clock in order to speed up the game and to gain fans back, and it proved to work, and the NBA has been growing from then on. In 1957 was the start of the Boston Celtics dominance era in the NBA. They won 11 out of 13 championships, including 8 championships in a row. They proved to be the first successful NBA franchise which gained them major local and national popularity. The ABA formed a threat toward the NBA, but the NBA was continuing to grow, and the ABA was formed in 1967, but by 1976, the NBA absorbed the ABA and the teams along with it, so the NBA now had 22 teams. In the 1980s, Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, and Magic Johnson all entered the NBA, and these 3 players were turned into global basketball superstars, which really started giving them international recognition. The NBA grew to 27 teams by 1989, and the Chicago Bulls were dominant in the 1990s. In the current NBA era, or 21st century basketball, the Lakers, the Heat, and the Spurs have all been dominant, including other teams. And having so many dominant teams in a short amount of time has only gained popularity in America by adding more fans to each city and growth from there. The NBA is now a part of popular culture in America. They've had impacts on the fashion industry, like shoes like Air Jordans are being made, and rappers like Drake are singing about NBA players in his new songs. The NBA is also starting to have an international presence as well. They have international basketball camps, and they have over 100 international basketball players in the NBA, all coming from 37 different countries. The NBA also hired their first female coach in 2014. The NBA has taken full advantage of the technological age and was the first sports league to utilize YouTube by uploading multiple videos a day of highlights and interviews. Twitter also has a major platform at the NBA, and SiriusXM Radio talks 24/7 NBA talk. The NBA makes money from multiple different ways. One is from the NBA All-Star Weekend, which is in a different city every year, and in 2016 it was in Toronto, and it made between $80 and $100 million in revenue. The NBA also makes money by sponsorships. They made $861 million in 2016 and 17. They have major sponsorships with State Farm, and now companies are allowed to advertise on jerseys, which makes money for the teams individually as well. The NBA makes so much money from merchandise. They made $900 million in 2015 just from jersey sales, and the NBA store makes over $1 billion every year in revenue as well. The NBA also makes money by having contracts with national and local television companies. The NBA signed a $24 billion 9-year contract with TNT and ESPN, and they make between $120 and $150 million annually from local television companies. The NBA has grown in its worth for each franchise. The New York Knicks is worth $3 billion according to 2016 facts, and the average NBA team is worth $1.25 billion in 2016, which is a 13% growth from its worth in 2015. So when you win in the NBA, your team gets a bonus. In 2016, the Cavs won and they got paid $15 million. And each team gets a bonus if they make the playoffs and have the best records, and so on and so forth. So the NBA is looking to be more popular than the NFL, which is the number one sports generator in the world. And it's doing that by showing NBA games at the same time as the NFL, and that's in order to appeal to European fans. And it's going to generate more revenue by having less players involved than the NFL. The NBA also makes a ton of money from China. They made $150 million from China in 2012 and really gained their popularity from them with Yao Ming being one of the first Chinese players to be in the NBA in the early 2000s. So just to recap for you, the NBA makes $5.86 billion in revenue, according to a 2015 and 2016 stat. They make over $1 billion in merchandise, tons of money from TV providers and such, and they have net worths growing every year for their team worth.